See that? I got him right between the eyes. Just like I said. Right between the eyes. Damn. See that, Allie? Right between the eyes. Just like I said. Right between the eyes. Allie. I got him right between the eyes, Allie. I got that motherfucker right between the eyes. Right between the eyes, Allie. Just like I said. Right between the eyes.
Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of the 31 Nights of Halloween Horror! The Perverts Have Spoken, episode 16, going down the final half of the wonderful 31 Nights of Halloween Horror. Last night's episode where I talk about the super by the numbers slasher flick, Stage Fright. I mean, it's not a bad movie, it's rather enjoyable, but it's just so formulaic. It's just so, like, they went down the checklist of what you need to do to make a slasher flick, and it's like, boom. So, you can't, it's nothing special, nothing genre bending. So, anyway, so there's that. So tonight, I'm going to do something a little bit different. Honestly, things kind of fall apart when you're trying to plan things. I was planning to go watch a movie at a theater today to make the video for tonight. However, other prior engagements have forced me to not be able to do that. So instead, I'm going to do a little special video. It's probably going to be a longer video, but I'm going to show you kind of like a little bit of the behind the scenes. I'm going to show you my den of debauchery, my man cave, my slaughterhouse of slaughter. Yeah, I couldn't come up with another S in there. So hopefully you'll watch that and you will find some interesting tidbits of information, a little bit of background about who I am, what I like, and where I'm doing everything. So enjoy. So this is where it all begins. Looking down the steps to your doom, into my basement, my dungeon of darkness, my man cave, so to speak. Get these steps where I'm using my tripod here to hold this here. And so here we go, the first looks at my man cave, where everything happens. It's where all the magic happens, all the entertainment goodness. Well, not all the entertainment goodness, but the majority of it. And I don't know if you recognize this from my channel description. Here, let me set the tripod down here. Yourself a better look at it. That was the, what do you call it? The little bookcase section that I stood in front of during my channel introduction. Let me maneuver over there. Apologize for what I'm wearing. It's sort of my lounging around crap because I've got the day off today, except I've got some important stuff to do later on. So anyways, it's the Crystal Skull, what they call Crystal Head vodka, and it's empty. It's been empty for a few years. I know, I should get a refill, but basically I've got books. Most of these books I've acquired over the years from college and whatnot. My Japanese English dictionary, my kanji and I've used this. You can tell how much I've used this book. It's falling apart. But anyways, great stuff. And of course, like I've always complained about not reading the manga. I actually have some manga here. Oh, I got a little sword, big deal. But I've got some manga here, the Ring trilogy. You probably know I already have that. I got a Code Geass one and the Star Wars A New Hope manga. So yes, I do some of the manga. I got some video game stuff like some what was that? PC Engine games. Not all of them. For some reason, I only just put a few here. Some 3DS games. I don't know why. Looking at stuff, I've got some PS2 games. I mean, then we got the Japanese version of Parasite Eve 2. I don't know if you take a look at that. But I got that from Japan. I was so excited. It's like, oh man, I get to play Parasite Eve 2 before all the regular Americans get, right? Anyways, it is what it is. The little zombies game. That's great. And over here I've got a stack of New Types. New Types, the anime magazine. Tell you how old I am and how long I've been a fan of anime. So, you know, this is not that New Type American. Let me get behind the camera so you can see what I see here. This is definitely not the American version of New Type. It's definitely is the Japanese. You even got comics in there. All kinds of goodies. Look at that, they're even talking about movies. Look at that, the movie Speed. The movie Speed, that's, so how old is this one? Well, this one is June 6th, what is that, 1995. 1995, guys. This magazine is probably older than some of the people watching this video. Anyways, yeah, so, 95, what was that, 20 years ago? Shit. Anyways, so that's that stuff. I got my my college degree right there that I've got covered because, you know, whatever. I'm embarrassed that I've got a college degree and this is all I can do with it. Anyways, so I've got various posters, you know, Ghost in the Shell. Got some pictures of me. There we go. That is me and a group of friends in front of Himeji Castle in Japan. And then another picture I took of those same friends. I'm not in it though. At a was that 5-level pagoda in Nara. Anyway, so your basic stuff here. Oh, you can see my reflection. Oh man, I am pro here. Friday the 13th. And you guys recognize this here. Oh, I can turn on another light here. Add a little bit more brightness to everything. So yeah, I got my Dawn of the Dead poster, and then of course my collection here. As you can see, I've got all kinds of VHS anime. That's how old school I am. Plus a bunch of freaking bootlegs. Honestly, you know, back in the day, man, it was hard to get hard to get stuff. So you kind of had to go to that underground. And then we got my Blu-ray collection here, and then some video games. We got a bunch of PS3 games, some Xbox One games, some 360 games down there. Yes, I don't have a PlayStation 4. There are no games that interest me in the PlayStation 4 yet. Though Disgaea 5, honestly, maybe. But anyways, so I've got good old Pirate Asuka. Another little. I've got this like freaking $900 printer that I won from a contest, and so I've been making some posters off of that. And they turn out pretty well. Going on more of those, I've got, of course, The Evil Dead. The Evil Dead, awesome movie. Fright House, just a cheesy anthology movie with Grandpa from The Munsters. If you don't know about that, then, well, you suck. Anyways, I just like the look of it. I mean, posters nowadays seem so bland and uninspired. I mean, look at, like, we've got a great poster here in A Nightmare on Elm Street. That is just ridiculous. You just don't seem to get that kind of stuff anymore. There is a picture which is an artistic representation of me, Zankoku. Friend commissioned that from an artist they know, so you got it framed. And of course we got John Woo, A Better Tomorrow. Chow Yun-fat and John Woo. The match made in heaven. they should really get together again and do a balls to the wall action movie, even though I guess Chow Yun-fat's probably a million years old now. I don't know. Anyways, then I got just this random mess here of magic cards and whatnot. I mean, I don't play too much anymore, but I just got just a bunch of that stuff. I got like the big ass cards. Ooh, just kind of just laying there, dying slowly. Anyways, I got my signed, autographed Anthology of Terror Prelude poster to go with my video, and I've got this hallway goes into my second bathroom there, and another room. It's a utility room, and you know, you can turn the light on there, and the utility room is kind of empty. I mean, I could show it to you, but the light doesn't work. So moving on, you know, bathroom, and yeah, it's pretty dark in here. Like I said, I can try the light again, but it just won't fire anymore. I gotta, which is sad because right in here, I've got my Virtual Boy original box, PlayStation, got my modded Xbox, my TurboGrafx 16 with CD, even an old VHS player. Got my old Nintendo Zapper. I mean, you can kind of see in the light, but anyways, yeah, this room is too dark. I should probably bring a light in there. But hey, whatever. It's a little tour. Moving on along here, I've got a poster for Extro 2. Just cheesy 80s sci-fi horror. Megadeth, you know, one of my favorite bands. And then then we've got the main base of operations, and oh look, something completed. That's great. Hit OK. Exit that out. So anyways, you're probably looking, and right now I'm sort of working on a video. So that's Windows Live Movie Maker. This is basically going to be this video that I'm doing right now. So I'm going to get all the edits going on for that. But there's my main base, my television, my PC. Yes, it's a gateway. It's like 1,000 years old, but it's still getting the job done somewhat. And then I got over here, I've got my Xbox 360, the red Resident Evil 5 edition. Got my PS3, very dusty. And then over there is my Xbox One sitting on the Xbox One box. And honestly, that's where all the magic happens, is right in here. Yeah, pretty messy, you know. What can you expect, right? So there's I sit there and I watch the movies that I'm reviewing, and then I sit there and do the editing. I set up my camera here and record myself in front of my videos. And that's pretty much it. Like I said before, you know, my video collection is not like gigantic. It's not like those, you know, huge wall of movies like other more, I guess, avid collectors. I mean, I like collecting. It's just I also have money issues. I've got budgets and stuff like that, so I can't just drop money on things every time I see it, though. It's really hard sometimes. I mean, if I had a lot of money, oh my goodness, I would just, this whole thing would be just wall to wall movies. Anyways, and you see over there, you know, I've got Ghost in the Shell poster and a broken chair that is going to be fixed or thrown away eventually. I don't know what I'm going to do, but yeah. So I just sit back, watch this stuff, and then edit the things here. I even look over my YouTube comments here. Basically, this is my master command center for everything that is Zankoku. And then you're probably wondering, because and I'm gonna set it down. And honestly, back then, like a lot of these movies back then, you just couldn't find. And honestly, some of these movies are hard to find nowadays, even though we've got the wonderful internet and all these great movie outlets where you can buy things like Synapse Films and Blue Underground. Not everything is available. So what I end up is, back in the day, I would go to horror sites like Crazy Mazie's House of Horror, and there would be gigantic discussions. It's just going back into what I would consider antiquity, or because back then, like I said, you couldn't just go to like a video store or even a rental place and get that kind of stuff. And that stuff, for the most part, is like the rare stuff, the hard to find stuff, the stuff that you kind of had to go underground to find. Because during that time, it was mostly people who had a copy of a VHS tape that they got a whole long time ago, and they decided to basically convert it digitally and release it out on a torrent, so like other people could actually view these things, because a lot of them don't get another DVD release, or something like, for instance, Seeding of a Ghost. I would have never heard of that movie if it wasn't for torrents, if it wasn't for communities like Crazy Mazie. And that's something I kind of touched on a comment I made on an earlier video in the comment section, is that one of the reasons why I do this is so that I can show people things that they might never even known existed, except for me, talking about it. And that's what's so great about this, is that maybe one day we can get a proper Blu-ray release of Seeding of a Ghost. If enough people are going, you know what, this is a movie that we want. We create some demand. We create a sort of, upswell, a grassroots effort to get things like that remastered and redone. And because these are part of movie history, even if it's like the darker side of movies, stuff like that needs to be brought out into the light of day so that people can view them, watch it, and judge them for themselves, whether or not it's something that they want to watch and keep, or something that they can just throw into the garbage pile. I mean, one person's Citizen Kane is another person's The Falling. Oh man. Anyways, so I thought I would show you the little bit of what's in my world, I guess, my little castle dungeon here, and hopefully you like it, and gives you a little glimpse inside the world. I know that you might think that, oh god, this is kind of like a little bit of a throwaway video, but I've been wanting to do this for quite a while. Just show you all the stuff going on down here. And I thought, hey, this is a good opportunity, since I've got most of my day planned out for other things. I was literally going to go see a movie, Crimson Peak, today. However, the showings at the theater were not congruent. Not congruent. They just weren't going to line up with my schedule, and I didn't want to try to rush things and whatnot. So this is my backup plan to that. I'm going to end up watching Crimson Peak at a later date, but I thought, hey, while I'm here and got my video stuff all ready, I'll just show off my Dungeon of Despair. Alright, so this might actually be like a really long video, because I'm doing a lot of talking and explaining, but as always, we'll talk to you guys next time. So there you have it. I guess maybe at the end of that I kind of did a little outro, but there you go, my den of decadence, my man cave. It's quite the contrast from when I first came here, when I first bought this place. This place was practically empty. So I've filled it up pretty good. It's still a work in progress. It's kind of messy. I am a man, after all. Perhaps the right kind of woman will come into my life and straighten me out. No buyers, no. Oh well, anyways, more fun for me! Anyway, so there we have it. Episode 16 in the can. Tomorrow I will come up with something special. I have another plan. Hopefully that doesn't fall through. But hopefully, it'll be something kind of cool, kind of different, kind of unexpected. Until then, people, you stay scary, internet.